Closely related to gathering information is advancing interests in the mediation. Now, advancing interests is a general concept that underlies much of what you will do during your presentation for the round. And I think the place to start for understanding how to advance your interests is a careful reading of the confidential information for your side. This confidential information usually contains signals and the general information statement as well. Look for signals of interests to be protected or advanced. The creators of these cases are well aware that the teams need direction to understand exactly what their general interests are, and there are rich clues contained in the case materials. Now, I think it's important that you discuss with your teammates the concept of the best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA. This is something that is actually going to be contained in your written mediation plan and submitted to the tournament. We'll talk about mediation plans in another chapter of this video series. Your BATNA will be dictated by your case information, obviously. Now, your alternative to a successful mediation may be advancing your case in binding arbitration. It may be filing a lawsuit in a court of law. It may be reassessing your political position. It may be renegotiating with third-party partners not at the table. The BATNA may be seeking new investors. It may be selling particular assets. This is all dictated by your confidential information and will be a very important part of the strategic information that you have at your as your resources during the discussion. Now, there's often a question as to whether a team should reveal its BATNA to the other side. I tell my students that this is a strategic decision, and it may be an obvious next move, such as going back to a court of law where perhaps the case has already been filed. There may be subtleties to the BATNA that you should consider and discuss as to whether and when that information should be revealed to the other side. Now, the judge's score sheet does help a bit in understanding this general concept of advancing interests. It says that advancing your interests, it's the ability to advance your business and other interests throughout the mediation, consistent with your confidential information, while recognizing the interests of the other party without sacrificing your interests. Flexibility in adapting to the unexpected, while still advancing your interests, awareness, and where appropriate, assertion of your BATNA. So you can see the general articulation of this concept makes it hard to get a handle on exactly what we're doing. It's a general idea, and I think it can also be articulated as understanding the interests articulated in your general facts and especially in your confidential information. Now, the process of assessing the other side's interests is basically asking the question, why? Now, it's the why behind the other side's position. And, of course, explaining the reasoning and the why behind your own positions. Consider this example of a question that would help advance your interests. Quote, help us understand why this trademark is important to your business plans. Here's another one. Quote, tell us more about the thinking behind choosing this source of biomass for your boilers. In other words, it's an open-ended question. It is asking the other side to reveal their thinking and to reveal the why behind the positions they take. And after all, in negotiation and mediation, a large part of the challenge and a large part of the process is getting behind articulated positions so that you can understand the interests that the other side has in its positions and in its case. Once those interests are revealed, you will be able to address creatively how you might resolve them.